so I got to put in my guess right now. I'm gonna go Shigaraki just because I feel like I need to be loyal to MHA. I don't know. I don't know. Like I just feel like I need to be loyal to MHA. But yeah.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Tenko Shimura was just a sweet, shy boy who loved superheroes.
But sometimes the hand of fate can't abide sweet shy boys.
Ruthlessly beaten and abused by his hero-hating father, Tenko pushed beyond.
Shigaraki had a rough upbringing. Like his, I get it. Like this is what I like about this. Is what I like about anime because it's just so parallel to like the real world. Like obviously they get him powers and all of that stuff, right? But this man was beat up by his dad. You know, that was rough. His dad didn't want him to enjoy anything that he liked, which was superheroes and stuff like that, because his dad had his own trauma. It's almost like when they say the boss yell at the employee yell at the wife yell at the kid kick the dog. But in this case, it's like it's just straight dad to the kid. So
on his emotional limits until he activated his inherent superpower, or quirk.
It wasn't something cool like flight or super strength. In his terror, he accidentally killed his whole family. Well, except for dear old dad. That one was intentional.
Yeah, that was
wandered the streets alone, silently
that was
begging
intentional.
for someone, anyone, to help him. If only a hero was there to save him. But instead, the only open hand he found belonged to the devil.
All for one. The greatest supervillain in history.
Yeah.
He took Tenko under his wing, feeding a hatred of everyone and everything, and grooming him to one day lead his league of villains in destroying hero society.
The villainous musical score that they got going on right now is Chef's Kiss, top tier. Because I'm up here listening to it like, dang, this guy was brutal.
With that came a new name, Tomura Shigaraki, and an absolutely nightmarish quirk, Decay.
Menace. A menace.
Does what it says on the tin. Anything Shiggy touches with all 5 fingers turns to dust.
Cooked.
The perfect power for someone who just wants to destroy.
Cooked.
Pretty menacing, if not for that dorky-ass costume. I get it, hands are his thing, but...
Oh, this is why I got Shigaraki winning against Mahito, just because Yuji didn't have like a lot of formal training, and Yuji was able to touch Mahito a lot of times. I mean, don't get me wrong, Yuji he naturally could throw hands. He more like a Yusuke Urameshi. He not like a Goku trained in different martial arts or anything like that. So I'm thinking Shigaraki should be able to touch this man, but listen, the thing about Shigaraki, he only need one time. He just needs to touch you once. So I got Shigaraki.
Come on! They just look so dumb and fake.
Oh, those aren't prosthetics. Those are real hands from his family that he killed, attached to his face, and explicitly commanded to be left there by his mentor so that he would never forget his rage.
Okay.
While his use of decay started off relatively weak, it rapidly
Invaded.
and with those vestiges came quirks like super fast healing, air blast.
Forgot about all the other quirks he got. I'm just really thinking about Decay. This man got not millions, but like hundreds of different quirks.
Radio waves, flight, telekinesis, teleportation of others, and the ability to track foes.
He can even combine multiple quirks together, like in this big like the fear of locusts, kinda weak, or the fear of smallpox, getting stronger, or the fear of fire. Oh, goodbye, Tokyo.
So it follows that mankind's fear of itself would be extremely powerful. Those negative emotions manifest as Mahito.
And that was the one thing I think I needed somebody to explain to me, like was it not Toji, um, Gojo? No, not Gojo. What was dude's name? The Volcano Man. He was like people's fear of fire, and then you got people's fear of water. It's the little sea urchin little thing. I don't know what the wilderness thing was. What was his fear? I don't remember that one. But Mahito was the fear of humanity itself, and I thought that was cold on how JJK did that. On how JJK figured that one out. Tough, 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 tough.
Being composed of cursed energy.
It's basically like evil ki. Cursed energy can be used to make spirits way stronger, faster, and tougher than any normal human. And it's invisible, making curses like Mahito impossible for the untrained eye to see. Only a life or death situation can galvanize a normal person to see a cursed spirit.
That also makes cursed spirits virtually immune to physical damage. They may be physically present in space, but can only be harmed by attacks that embody spirit matter like cursed energy.
Which makes curses insanely hard to get rid of, like ghosts, cockroaches, or my ex. That's why you need a jujutsu sorcerer to come in and kaizen the shit out of them.
That was the one thing I always was kind of like, man, I wanted Gojo to run into Mahito. Just like run into him, like one-on-one, like, let me show you something. Because like, and I get it, it would have been a short story for Mahito. But I always I just wanted to see Gojo pull up on him.
They call it exorcism, but I like the way I said it better.
Curses and sorcerers have battled each other for millennia, waging an endless war over the fate of humanity. Almost exclusively in Japan, though, for some reason.
But Mahito was special. You see, most curses are basically
only in Japan.
Mahito has so much cursed energy that it gave him sentience.
So he was recruited by Kenjaku alongside other special grade disaster curses to wreak havoc upon the world. In fact, they made Mahito their leader.
And even more frightening than intelligence and bloodlust, Mahito possessed philosophy.
Perhaps informed by the tragic meaninglessness of interhuman conflict.
Philosophy. That is dangerous. That's dangerous for people in like the world now. Like you get somebody with a lot of power and a lot of money, and they could come up with their own philosophy, or they can adopt a philosophy that's not good for humanity. It could turn into some crazy stuff, and people with billions of dollars. And just think about this. Just think about this. You got these. Everybody was a kid once upon a time, right? In their life. Everybody was a kid at once upon a time in their life. And some kids had crazy imagination. Some kids had normal imagination. Some kids had just like wild imaginations. And y'all be on a playground like, I want to be a Power Ranger. I want to be a basketball player. I want to be an evil villain. And the one kid, everybody look at the one kid that say he want to be an evil villain and be like, weirdo. And then think about it. That weirdo becomes a billionaire. And when he's a billionaire, all of those fantasies that he had when he wanted to be an evil genius are now at his fingertips. So, be careful who y'all friends with. And please talk to them. Well, it might be too late for people my age, but I'm just saying. I know y'all got some people in mind.
Mahito is an existential nihilist, believing in nothing but his own will to power. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and Mahito
also makes him kind of a goofball. If nothing matters, why not have fun with the slaughter? Really get your steps in. He loves to dig around and toy with your emotions like a cartoon character.
Get your steps in.
Get
your steps in.
An appropriate analogy, considering his curse technique, idle transfiguration.
Using his cursed energy, Mahito can control anyone's
I feel
soul
like
with
Mahito
just a touch, including.
I feel like Mahito go get clapped. But let's see. We'll see. And I have not watched this yet. This is my first time watching it, so.
Hey, do you see that join button? Yeah, that one. That's your ticket to being a Death Battle champion. As a champion, you get all sorts of exclusive Death Battle content, like extra videos, live chats, and sending us your own matchup ideas. And the support helps us make even more Death Battle. So thank you for being a champion. All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Let's go, Shiggy. Shiggy, Shiggy, Shiggy. Can't you see?
I'd heard of a powerful villain stalking these parts. My organization is going to tear this putrid world down around us. We could use a freak of your talents.
Little old me. Do I want to be king of the social rejects?
Voice actors. Chef's kiss.
How about I bring him your head instead?
Fine by me. Let's call this your audition, Sickum. Game over.
Not yet, not yet. Not yet.
Did you actually just say that?
God, how lame!
There it is.
Audition over. Did I get the part? Decay!
Ooh, you gotta touch him. But he could. The thing is, though, he could do decay without touching him now. Like, but they haven't got to that part, so I gotta let it. I gotta let it ride. I gotta let the beat build.
What a rush!
What a black flash. Ooh.
That all you got?
Domain expansion. I can read your soul. You're just a scared little boy whose daddy was mean and wants to make it.
Liking the detail in this. This is good. This is good. And actually, Mahito lasting a lot longer than I thought. I just feel like they're not using Shigaraki's max yet. So let's jump on the train.
Everyone else's problem. Grow up.
My masterpiece.
FO.
I felt your soul too. You only hate humanity because you were born that way. Totally random. I hate them for a reason. You grow up.
Yep, that's about right. That's about
What
right.
did I say, Wiz?
That's
like
about
a
right.
bitch.
With their complex power sets, this match was a
That's-
puzzle to figure out.
that's about right.
Which is why
That's
we're
about
breaking
right.
it down to 3 categories: physical stats, survivability, and their powers.
But first, let's address one thing. Could Shigaraki even see Mahito? He's an invisible curse after all.
Cursed energy and quirks are notably different, and Shigaraki wouldn't be able to see curses normally. However, even regular humans can spontaneously develop the ability to see curses in life and death scenarios.
True.
With the search quirk, Shigaraki would have had no problem tracking it.
So seeing Mahito wouldn't have been an issue. With that out of the way, we can jump into their stats.
This was no contest. Despite the disaster curses being
contest.
able to destroy entire cities with their cursed energy, Shigaraki scaling to Deku and Bakugo meant he was calculably millions of times stronger.
He was faster too, considering he could react to light beams, while Mahito's black flash capped out.
So pretty much what I said, like, I feel like they dragged it for the actual death battle. They dragged it a little bit, because that first decay should have did the trick, but that wasn't the decay. That was like the first season decay. That wasn't, or second season decay. That wasn't like the 5th season decay where he was able to just like demolish whole cities. That wasn't that decay. So I get how they, tried to drag it, but I really don't think Mahito's like lasting that long. Especially as I was actually seeing like Shigaraki's move list. It couldn't compare. It just couldn't compare. Like, yeah. Anyway, awesome death battle. I love what they're doing over there. I'm remember to tag them in the comments. And this your boy Rudy Winslow. Peace. Goodness gracious.